hit play on that.
Welcome back to the H.A.M Gaming Podcast. I am Hayden.
I am Austin.
And this is Matt, and I am juiced up for today's episode. Loving the intro, loving the new intro of our podcast show here, and it's got me super excited about today's show because we're doing something a little different, a little something new. We challenged each other to play a certain game and stream it on our Twitch streams, and we'll talk more about those Twitch streams and all that kind of later, and then review those games. And so that's what we're going to start off the show today is our reviews of these games. And when we pick these games, we picked each person picked somebody else's game. So I picked a game for Austin picked a game for me, and I picked a game for Hayden. And we picked games that we maybe normally don't play, so that we kind of forced us to get out of our comfort level with all of this and try something different, and then give honest feedback about how we like that game. And so I'm going to throw it off to Hayden, since I'm the one that challenged him to play this game, and I'm going to listen to see what he's got to say about Hunt Showdown. Is the game that he was challenged to play, and give us a review for it. So Hayden, what do you think of Hunt Showdown?
What a fun game. That it was nothing like I expected. And we talked about how it's kind of like Tarkov, where you go in, you try to collect loot and items. It's just like the visuals of it are so amazing, in my opinion. It's so clear. The sound is terrifying. The whole game is just a scare, like a jump scare experience, and you really have to be strategic. Words. But yeah, it is absolutely something I would recommend. It definitely puts you more when you have a group that you know, and just having that communication of this is where we need to go. We need to find all the rituals and try to get them as soon as possible. And I realize like the strategy for the game is for me, if I'm with like some random, is look for a ritual and sprint there as fast as I can, because with all the other players around, they're trying to reach the final summon of the final boss as fast as possible, and just like get in there, get your XP, find your coins, maybe kill 2 or 3 players, and then get out. It is a fast-paced game, which I enjoy in a game as well, but there's also some times where you have to be strategic. I'm trying to say, how do I say this word?
That's a real tongue twister.
It's
that
tongue
strategic
twister.
word.
How my brown cow. And yeah, you definitely need to talk with your teammates and be like, this is where we need to go. What's the best route? And then look for your visuals around it, because the enemies are so difficult at some points. Like my Twitch stream, many times I encountered I don't know if it's a zombie, or like a witch. I don't know. It's kind of a mixture of two. But once you shoot her, or once she sees you, she releases a horde of bugs that come and just destroy you with poison and slowly take down your health. And she lets out this horrible scream. And it is so terrifying that you're just watching your corners. The scream.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love to. My voice is really hoarse. Flemmy right now. I would definitely recommend this. I wish it was crossplay. That way Austin can get on it. I can hear him bitch scream all the time.
I am very sad this game's not crossplay. I've been waiting for this game to come crossplay for since launch day. This game, I agree. This game is so much fun. It is terrifying as well. The boss fights and everything it's just absolutely keeps you on your toes the whole time. But yeah, I completely agree. This game is great. It's a lot of fun.
Definitely will recommend it, and I definitely will play more, even off stream too, just to build experience from it and know the layout of the map a little bit more.
So you talk about it's a co-op game, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not crossplay, right?
No, it isn't crossplay. There is a mode where you play solo, and there's a little bit in the stream that I do. And that's even worse, because the enemies, they feel like they're the same difficulty if you're even without a party. And you have to like watch your corners anywhere you go. There's so many things that just catch you off guard, with horses neighing while half on the ground for some reason, revealing where you are to enemies. And once you are spotted, it's like everything just is like, there he is, let's go kill him. And yeah, I definitely recommend playing with more people. It's like kind of more ease at mind for me.
Do you know how many you can play with?
Trios. So you can go do like duos versus trios, or trios versus trios, or trios versus duos, which is interesting for a game to do. And with each thing, like if you do duos versus trios, you get more XP from it. But if you do trios versus trios, then it's like, I think it's like very little more XP earned.
So it's PvP.
Yeah, it's PvP and
PvE. Well, there's
and
like
PvE.
What this game though is, Matt, is that it's also an extraction shooter. So if your character dies, that's it. Your character's gone.
You lose everything.
You lose everything. You lose absolutely everything. I think there's like a save thing where you can save some stuff. Maybe I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, if you die, it's gone. It's over. That character is, and that character's guns or anything you picked up from this raid that he's in, it's all gone, which makes it more intense and makes you, like what Hayden said, just get in, get out, and do little much as possible. But also the PvP part is so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that you talked about was just the visuals of it, and I would say that was kind of the first thing that popped out to me when I was watching you play, was how really nice the game looked. Just as you said, the visuals of it and things like that. A lot of times you get games like this with a lot of detail, it gets a little pixely, and it doesn't always look as nice and as clean, especially these wood sceneries and things like that. And that was it really stuck out to me, the visual graphics and quality of the game for it. And looks like a scary game, so it looks like a fun one coming to play for the Halloween season during this time with a couple buddies.
Yeah, absolutely. This game, it's absolutely terrifying at some points. So like, what you're seeing right now is in the daylight, but there's also times where if you load into a map, it is complete pitch darkness, and it's very, very hard to see enemies around you. And I think like the only like light that you get at some point is like from the moon. But if you're in those deep shadowy forest moments, then it's like, all right, I'm looking around, I can see a lamp. It's about 100 yards that way. Let's hope I can reach it before anything pops out and kills me or anything. So it's very intense. But I think that's what's so addicting about it, is because like you feel immersed into it. So it's super fun.
And I might have messed up. I think actually, Austin, you were the one that picked this game for Hayden, right? To play?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
So why did you pick this game for Hayden? Because it's scary and you knew it'd scare him.
A little bit. A small part.
Scream a little.
A small part, yes, but also it's a game that I really enjoy. And when I heard that they came out the whole new, like they rechanged a lot of things, they changed the combat a little bit, and they redid a lot of the maps. They made it look more polished. I want more people to experience this game for what it is, and it's just a great game. I used to play this constantly with one of my buddies back when he had a PlayStation, and me and him would play this constantly. But unfortunately, this game's still not being crossplay, which is probably the only big issue I have with this game, is the fact that it's not crossplay, because this game is just tons of fun. That's why I asked Hayden to play it, because the fact that to get more eyes on this game. This game is not new. This game is pretty old, I would think.
Right,
and just to get more people to be like, okay, this game is actually a crap ton of fun, is pretty much the main reason why I did it.
So, I don't know much about like the past of this game. So is this the one I'm playing right now? Is this like a DLC or
So what happened was they had Hunt Showdown for a long time, and they always update the game and everything. Well, then they decided to not completely redo it, but they came out with the Hunt Showdown 1986, I think it's what it's called now, and they reworked a lot of things. They reworked the gunplay. The gunplay was like really hard earlier when the game first came out. They redid the maps. They polished a lot more stuff. They made it look just more like a finished, polished game in a sense, and almost like a remaster, but not really. And when I saw that, I got so excited because in my head, I'm thinking, okay, we got this. They're going to announce crossplay and we're all going to have a great time. But unfortunately, still no crossplay. Hope maybe, fingers crossed we might get one someday, but it's a great game. And it's just a game that you can have tons of fun with, looting the enemy hunter you just killed. Maybe you can get some like an awesome sniper. That's what I like to run, is a sniper, just sitting far back in the trees and having some other team do all this stuff for me. And then as soon as they walk out, snipe them in the head, kill them, and then take all their crap. That's what I like to do. Anyways, it's a lot of fun.
I've been running with the shotgun. And right now I'm playing with one of the rifles.
Oh yeah.
And I'm still trying to learn mechanics and like just died right there. But up close with that shotgun, like it does so much damage. And I do see people grabbing that sniper, like you were saying. But I don't know. I just couldn't get used to the snipers yet because it kind of has that film grain on it.
Oh yeah.
Super hard to see at times, and it's like if I'm up close and like in those buildings, and that's all I got is like a sniper with one little pistol that I happen to find on somebody. It's just terrifying to me. So I'm like, I gotta have my shotgun and just blow holes through somebody or something.
Oh yeah. And what's cool too is like, so Matt, if you see this right here on this person, her health is 3 and has an empty one, and then another player like this guy will have a full health bar but different. So each character had different health bars, and that's okay. But yeah, I mean,
base cam's working.
There you go. But no, it was absolutely fun. It's a great game. I think Matt, you would get a kick out of this too.
Now it's proof that Hayden was playing the game. See?
There you go. Yeah.
yeah.
Live footage. Yeah, so it looks like a good game. I downloaded it. It's ready to go. Same thing, ready to go to play when we get a chance to jump on together and check this out. I think these challenges are fun. I think it's again a unique way for us to get out and play something different, and then show our footage of it. So I'm excited for the game. I'm excited for these types of challenges kind of moving forward. And then so Austin, I challenged you to play a game, and I challenged you to play Frostpunk.
Yep.
And so why don't you talk about Frostpunk, and then I'll talk a little bit later about why I picked it for you. So
okay, yeah, no problem. So unfortunately with me, I was not able to get my recordings, so I'm gonna have this if I'm playing the background for you to understand Frostpunk. This game, I was not excited to play at first. I'll be honest. I'm not a big fan of top down, like this whole game mode. So I get into it, and I had a great time with this game. This game is so much fun. The visuals are amazing. The world building, the design, the music, the story itself is a great game. It is tons of fun. Learning how everything works, and it is not easy. There's a tutorial, like you see in the top left, but it is super hard. They almost kind of just chuck you right in. Like it's not an easy game by any means, but it is tons of fun. And one of the biggest things that always that I had to learn was the laws. Like you create your own laws in the game, and some of the laws are better, like a word, like almost like inhumane of like, okay, child labor, we need more workers, we need this, oh well, child labor. Or hey, our food, we run out of food, so either A, the people starve, or B, we're gonna feed people soup, or we're gonna feed people sawdust because it fills them up. Like that's a whole law in the game. It's not for the faint of heart, and your people will die constantly, and when they die you have to make a new law. And law A is, make a cemetery, which is what I always did. Or law B is just make a big pit where all the dead bodies go. And it can get, and when you start, like right now, everyone is just freezing to death, and you see how cold it is. And each day, when days go, it gets colder and colder and colder and colder and colder and colder, to the point where it's like absolutely just freezing. You can't do anything, and people just die left and right. But it is actually a lot of fun. I was heavily surprised with how much fun it was. The one thing I will say, if anyone has ever played this game before, or if you haven't played in a long time, like I know, Matt, you said you haven't played in a long time, is in the settings. For some reason, maybe it's just on my PS5, the auto save mode was turned off. So my first time playing, I had about an hour and a half in. I turn it off, go to bed. Next day, I get back on it. No save. It was all gone. And I
Rookie
didn't
mistake.
and I didn't understand that. I'm like, what do you mean? I go to settings and it's turned off. So please, everyone, do yourself a
Turn your
favor.
autosave on.
Turn your autosave on.
Note to self for any game. Turn your autosave on
right
away.
And for this game, you can have it save at different times. So, for example, you can have it autosave every single day or every 3 days. I did it every day just to be on the safe side. Like right here, treat the ill. So open the book of laws right there. One of the laws is you do like experiment terrible treatment on people, and it could just lead to death or dismemberment. And the other treatment is this one, sustaining life. So you're not really treating them, you're just prolonging their death. I had one where a guy didn't want to get his arm cut off, but he had an infection. And I had to decide either A, cut the arm off anyways, or B, let him just suffer. So I let him suffer. And then he died. And the thing came up saying he died. And my options were good wishes or send him a funeral. And the other option was he chose his path, which he did because he didn't want to get amputated. So we just buried him pretty much. Getting the food is super hard. Like right now it's -40. Getting food and gathering resources is almost impossible for me. I cannot. The longest day I lasted was, I think I lasted 8 or 9 days, and I could not get any farther than that. It's a fun game, but it is so hard. It is not easy. I'm gonna speed this up a bit just to show you guys how big. Like, this is where I'm at right now in my game. And when you get going, you can get it looking like this, like full on heating, everything's working, tons of heaters, you're fine, your base is chilling, you don't even worry about anything. But as soon as your discontent down here is way up, that's where it's over. Like they kick you out pretty much. Like, hey, you're a terrible mayor, leave. Pretty much, and they just kick you out, and that's how the game ends. There's like 4 DLCs, by the way, Matt. I don't know if you knew that. There's 4 DLCs with 4 different areas you can do. They are paid, but I don't think it's a lot. I think it's like $5 maybe for the whole DLC, because this game is quite old now. But it is a fun game. It is super hard. It is not easy. But as someone who's not a big fan of these type of games, I actually had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, and so one of the reasons why I picked it is because it's a city builder or a civilization type builder, and those are definitely games that I always enjoy playing, and so I wanted to challenge Austin to get into that to test his skills on a city builder game. But this one is unique, and like you talked about, because there's some really cool. Interesting, I shouldn't say cool. There's some interesting ethical decisions that you have to make in the game to strive in the game, and it's obviously a very rough environment that you're trying to survive and have your people survive, and things along those lines. So it was a very interesting game to me when it first came out, and I was telling Austin that I got into it and started playing it, but at that time I had terrible stick drift on one of my controllers, and so I couldn't like do anything. I couldn't select stuff because my controller kept moving so much. It was like it became too much of a hassle, so I just stopped playing it. Never really got back into it. And when we were looking at these games for us to play, I was like, you know what? Let's I'm gonna throw this one off and check it out to have Austin play it. And so now I'm interested in getting back into it now because the input that you had for me and from it, and your review on it. So I want to try it again, and see how much I like it again. So
yeah, I think you'll have a blast with it. I can honestly see you just going crazy with it. Sorry, Hayden, go ahead.
So I got a question about the game. So like, I noticed you're like in a crater, pretty much.
Yep.
So like, you scavenge resources around there, and then can you go outside that crater? Because it's not like an elevator or something.
So there it is technically. You have to create one, like an outpost thing. And then you click how many workers you want to send out, and then those workers every few hours will go out themselves and collect resources, but then they're gone for like X amount of hours. And then they'll come back and get more. Same with food. Like, you have your hunters, so you click like, okay, I want 10 hunters for this post. Okay, well then those 10 hunters will go, and then they're gone for an hour or two in game, and then you have to wait to get the food back, and hopefully they actually found food. There's times in this game your guys will not find any food for one of the days, and everyone's hungry, and they're like, we're starving, we need to eat something. And the law is, one of your laws is either A, give them soup, which the people aren't too happy with, but they'll eat it. And their option is to give them like small rations mixed with sawdust to fill them up. And it's like, that's just terrible. But, and then one of the other options is, we don't have enough people. We need to keep finding workers, but we don't have enough workers. What do we do? And one of the laws is child labor laws, and literally put the children to work. And you can overwork them 24 hours on shift and they will just die. Like, it is a brutal game, but it's a lot of fun. I think both of you will actually really enjoy it. It's not easy, and it's not. Yeah. It's just
it's not
fun,
easy.
though.
That's for sure. Yeah, when I first played it, pretty much all my people froze to death because I couldn't get enough heat. And that obviously, so that big thing in the middle, that's your giant furnace. That's basically your life in the game, and you got to keep that thing going and burning and heating everybody and stuff like that. So
the game you're playing is called Sweatshop, pretty much.
Right? Like, so that middle thing, like Matt said, is like your main furnace, and there's times where you need to turn it off because you don't have enough coal. So you got to turn it off, and then your people are mad at you. It's like, well, hey, it's either we freeze to death now or we keep heating, we freeze to death later. So you have to just wait. So what I saw that was working really well was I would turn it off in the daytime while my guys are working, because there'll still be some residual heat around the area. And then at nighttime, when I know it gets lower, then I crank it up again and turn it on for that little time when everyone's asleep. Yep. And then there is an option too, like, okay, hey, you work 10 hours on like getting this coal, but now you're working 18 hours, and then 24 hours, you're working a whole shift. Sorry, I mean, we need the stuff, and people will die. And I think my first or second playthrough, I had like 40 deaths in the first like 3 days. It's kind of rough, but it's a fun game. I really enjoy it, and I can see both of you guys really getting into it. Honestly, I think it's on Game Pass. I'm not sure.
Yep, I believe it's on Game Pass. And that was kind of one of the reasons why we picked some of these games, was because they are on Game Pass and ready, available for everybody to play. I like to just the visuals of it. You know, when you'd send people out to build stuff, you know, they're pushing through the big thick snow, and they're making tracks and stuff like that, and they're making the pathways, and so it's just the attention to detail of those things in the game that they did really well, and so I really appreciate that kind of stuff in those types of games. When you play some of those city builder civilization games, you don't get that, you don't see that kind of stuff, but they've done a better job of doing that. Another one that did a really good job of that, I think, is the Empire games did a good job of that too. When you'd be sending people out in different paths, the path that they're taking back and forth became a path in the game as they wore the soil down and that footing. And so again, just the attention to detail in those games is really, really nice to see when they do that, where some games they're not doing great attention to detail. Right, Austin? I think you're going to talk about one later. But yeah, good game, a lot of fun.
I will be.
And glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really fun. The game I picked for Matt, well, I picked two, and I let him decide which two he wanted to play. And he went with Lies of P. And yeah, I'll let you go ahead and talk about that, and I'll let you know why I picked this one.
I would just like to say, why didn't I get to pick a game for anybody? That's bullcrap.
Hey, next time, okay?
You weren't around.
That is true. You weren't on. You weren't on. That is true. You weren't on.
You weren't on, so we picked it for you, and then finally you came on. But yeah, and I picked a different game for you, which is that Stray Cat game. But you had already
that's right. Yeah, you already played it.
Yeah, so Austin picked Lies of P, and then, as he said, he picked two games, Lies of P, and the other one was A Crab Adventure, I believe. That's the name of it?
Yeah, okay. Another Crab's Adventure.
Another Crab's Adventure. Both games are similar in what you're doing as far as the game mode, which is a Dark Souls type game where you're fighting different people in the game, and you're earning these blue things for this one and different stuff like that that you can use to then upgrade your player to make them better and stronger and faster and all that kind of good stuff. But I chose Liza P because it looked a little bit more of my style of games. Like I played Elden Ring and I really liked Elden Ring. I like the look of it and things like that. This reminded me of Elden Ring, and so that was kind of why I chose it, because I thought then it would be very similar type game. And I'll be honest with you, it was all right. I wasn't I wasn't as sold on it as I had hoped. I guess I was going to be on it, and I don't know if it's just because I'm not a real big Dark Souls player. Like I said, I played Elden Ring, but the thing I liked about Elden Ring the most was just the visual of the game. And I had a hard time grasping the concept of this game, which is he's Pinocchio, right? So this is Pinocchio. It's a puppet player, and there's a bunch of puppets in the game that were created to kind of like robots to like make life easier or just be companions with you and stuff like that. Well, something happens that makes these other puppets, the ones that Pinocchio here is fighting and killing,
Sounds
bad.
like iRobot.
Yeah, like kind of like iRobot. Yeah, very similar story of iRobot, but it's Liza P, but it's Pinocchio and things along those lines. So I think I had either a hard time getting behind that part of it, and it's probably a skill issue for me as well within the game, that I struggled with the mechanics of it. I felt like either, I don't know, it felt like I felt delayed in when I was hitting the button that I was trying to hit and the move I was trying to make, and things along those lines. So easily could have been a skill issue because I don't play a lot of these types of games. But I will tell you this: when I finally got to fight a boss, I actually enjoyed fighting the boss more than I liked just doing this part of it, which was just kind of working through the game and grinding through these parts of it to gain these XP things and get your player better. The boss fight was a lot of fun because the boss was very interesting looking. He was a very cool character. And when you were fighting that boss, it wasn't like his movements were really choreographed. Even I lost to this bot like 10 times in a row. I couldn't beat it for the longest time. And it seemed like every time I'd fight him, his movement was different. It wasn't like he did the same thing every time, and he did the charge, he did a swipe, yeah, you see it there. He would do this body slam thing, but it wasn't routine. Like it wasn't like, okay, he's gonna do this swipe, he's gonna do this, and then he's gonna jump. It was more like, okay, he did a swipe, then he did a charge, then he jumped, and then all of a sudden he'd jump again. It all just kind of was really random, really, really random. So it really felt like I was playing not an NPC character, but almost like a actual character being controlled by another player, doing different moves to counter my moves and things along those lines. One thing I would say to those that are looking to play this game because they do like Dark Souls and they want to play this type of game, one advice I would give is to learn the parry. Definitely get good at blocking, because that's a key part of this game and things along those lines. But I mean, look at that boss. That's a good looking boss. It's a really cool boss fight, and I think again, to me, Dark Soul games, I think that's what makes Dark Soul games so great, is the boss fights. It's not so much the grind to get to the bosses, it's the actual bosses themselves and what they look and things along those lines. So yeah, everybody else here was like, yeah, I love the game. I didn't love it. It was all right. Would I play it again? Probably not. I probably won't play it. I might jump into the crab game, maybe try that one out, just because that one's a little different looking. But Liza P, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10 myself.
Damn.
So sorry, Austin, you struck out, but that's all right. But again, it could just be me because again, not a big Dark Souls player. But I know you like a lot of those Dark Souls games, and so that's why you kind of suggested it for me. Some Dark Souls games I have liked, like Revenant, Remnant 2. I like that one, but I like that one a little bit more because of the guns in it. I think.
Remnant 2 to me is, I mean, I love both Remnant games. Remnant 2 to me is up there. It's just a great game, and I love playing it. I hate playing that game by myself. I like playing with people.
And that was the other thing I was going to say. I think I liked about Remnant was it was a co-op game.
Yep.
And playing with somebody. And as I've talked about in our first episode of the Ham Show, is that if I have the choice of playing with other people compared to playing a solo game, I'm always going to choose to play with somebody together, and whether that's co-op or in a battle royale multiplayer type game, but I usually will typically go with the playing with somebody games. So
that's fair. I think the reason why I picked this one is because how much I was like praising it a while ago when it first came out. I remember like saying how good of a game it was. And I think we talked about it a lot. And you always said that wasn't for you type of thing. And I just thought, hey, let's try a game that I don't think he would ever play ever on his own. Let's try kind of what he did for me, pretty much. Like, let's try have a game. Let's have him try a game that he would never play if on his free time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, you know what? Let's do it. And that's why I was going to do another Crab's Treasure, because I know you said that the game looked silly and dumb. So I was going to do that one. But then I remembered that this game was also on Game Pass. I'm like, okay, never mind. No, you're either doing this one or that one. I'll let you pick. But no, I understand why. I think I just like the whole idea of like a, I guess kid, but like a family friendly like story of Pinocchio, but then flipping it on his head and making it dark and creepy and just out there and like freaky. That is why I like it so much. I like that whole aspect of it.
Yeah, I can see that. I think that's a unique way of what they tried to spin that story of Pinocchio into a more darker side.
There is a rumor going around already with the next one, because they're doing a DLC for Liza P, which I think is coming out early next year, maybe. But the next game, or it could be the DLC too, I'm not 100% sure, but there's a rumor that they're doing Alice in Wonderland, the next one, and making it dark and creepy and just messed up. And I think that would be just like a family friendly story, fairy tale thing, but flipping it on its head and make it dark and almost just super creepy in a way. Like that to me is really cool.
Yeah. Well, one of the other things that I really liked about doing this was getting our Twitch streams up and running and casting our gameplay. Unfortunately, I was too late in my Twitch play, and it deleted it already from my play list, and so I wasn't able to show the actual game footage of how I played. It wasn't good game footage probably anyway. Probably would have been super like, this guy sucks. And so like, no wonder he hated the game. But I did get some game footage of a game that we've recently been honestly can say probably going ham on, right? Hamming it out pretty good on some Apex and having a lot of fun playing Apex. There's some, they've added a new game mode to it, which is basically the resurgence type game mode. And so whether instead of just dying and waiting for someone to kind of res you or get you back, buy you back in, you can die, and you can, as long as you got one player left in the game, you have the chance of coming back right away. And that timer is faster right away early in the game. It takes longer later in the game, but if your other teammates getting knocks and getting kills, it takes that timer down, and so you're going to get back into the game even quicker. And so I am loving the resurgent. It's called straight shot, right?
Yeah, straight shot. I think resurgence. I think.
Yeah, straight shot.
Pretty much resurgence. Yeah.
And that's been a blast playing. And they also had a thing going on, right, to where if you had 3 of you playing straight shot resurgent, it was kind of like a ranked type game mode where you could kind of get points or get
yeah, they had
stuff
that
like
going on for a little bit. That I believe just ended, but yeah, they were doing that for a bit, which was really cool. Yeah, this game is a lot of fun. In my opinion, it is the best BR out right now. It's better than Fortnite. It's better than Warzone. The other BRs I don't really play because having a console, but I think this is out there right now. It's one of the best stuff.
Yeah, I 100% agree. We tried some Fortnite the other day. It's just, there's so much going on in Fortnite that I'm stressed out playing it. Like there rocket jetpacks and this and that and different and all these types of things. I feel like Apex does it right in those types of sense where they've just like, here's our guns, here's your here's your additional stuff that you can get and pick up the guns to make those weapons better. But it's not so much. There's not 27 different weapon types in there. There's not all these other attributes. Your player has its own attributes, which is the unique thing about it. And so I'm so 100% sold on Apex right now. I'm ready to get into Apex Ranked. Right, we're gonna play some Apex Ranked.
We need a dedicated third. Hayden, you ready?
Hayden, are you ready for some Apex Ranked?
Yes, I was actually going to tell you guys. I got a new character that maybe will help a little bit more.
Well, at the end of this game footage, we're in the quad game with the four of us on some of this, but as you can see right there, I can't shoot for shit with the car gun. But
You got knocked though.
I did get a knock finally towards the end. It took a little while, but I also got a new character. I bought the old man.
Yeah, he did.
Which one? Ballistics?
Ballistic, yeah.
Yeah. Did you get ballistics too?
I have ballistics.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well, you can play with ballistics. I'll take the other character. I usually play with fuse and stuff like that. But I was playing with ballistics yesterday, and I was liking him a lot. Like I almost felt like it was a little bit of a cheat code with him on some of the stuff. His smart bullet and that perk to basically give you unlimited ammo in when if you're in a big gunfight and you need that. It was working out really well for us. And the last couple times me and Austin have played, we unfortunately been having to jump in as duos and getting a random third. And other than the guy that played as that recon guy, what's his name?
I
can't think of his name.
I always forget his name too.
The Asian character guy on there, but with the drone.
Crypto?
Yes,
Crypto.
Crypto,
Yep.
yes.
Yeah, the guy that randomly got paired with us 2 games in a row.
2 games in a row, and this dude's like game 1, he had like 9 kills. I had almost 2,000 damage. We get a win our first game. Somehow we get him again, and it was besides that the other 3 or 4 games we played that had the randoms. I mean, holy moly!
Yeah, that one sucked. And here's my suggestion to you guys: if you're jumping in as a single playing because you don't have any buddies to play with, if you die, don't just leave the game.
Please.
That's so frustrating for everybody else that's trying to, is playing and looking at that. Don't just leave just because you're dead.
Especially if it's the resurgence. I mean, you're coming back to life.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Or even not resurgence. Just don't quit.
Just don't quit.
Play it out. Please. Don't be a loser. But again, I'm loving Apex. Love that we're getting back into it. I like the movement. It's not too fast, but it is fast. Where Call of Duty, like it was just Warzone. It was too fast. It became too fast as far as the movements. Fortnite is like in slow motion. Like you go from Apex to Fortnite, you feel like you're not moving at all. You go from Apex to Warzone, you feel like you can't stop moving. And so I think they found the right blend, the right mesh of that what works. And I love that you each have your own character with their own passive abilities and things like that, and their alts, and they all play together. So again, there's strategy built into it. There's working together and playing in the right sense. In Hayden, I'm so glad you picked a different character because yours sucked. I don't know what you were doing with that last character. The one that can fly.
Valkyrie.
What? Valkyrie was so good.
Valkyrie. Yeah, maybe not for you though. It was.
I know it's like a hot take right now, but I really want to get back into like Watson.
Yeah.
I thought she was like in her it's not like alt because that's with the gates, but like that main power that she has.
Oh no, the big like power thing that gives you shield, whatever.
Gives you shield.
That was her. That's her alt. That's her alt. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, they buffed it. It is so crazy. Like the expanded ring, and then when you can like upgrade it, like it can grow even more. It can make your shield go faster. I think that'd be great because like some of the maps are so close quarters with, and
that new one is terrible. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it right now.
The new map?
That new map, that big city one. I can't stand that map. That map is absolutely terrible.
She would work perfect there.
A lot of corner, yeah.
Well, see, what's crazy though is that like Matt, you were saying how much you want to get to Apex rank. I have a feeling that once we get to Apex rank, we're all going to change characters because like Apex rank to like public games are like two different games.
Yeah.
I think Apex rank. I don't know who like the main meta 3. I know back in the day it was Valkyrie but like because her ult is so great. Her ult was great back in the day, but I know they kind of nerfed it. I mean Apex ranked. I'm always down to try it. It's gonna be super hard, super sweaty, but I'm always down.
I'm ready. I'm ready for the sweaty. And speaking of characters, though, Austin, I love your character. I think you need to stick with this character.
I probably will
and grind it out, and
she's my favorite.
There's no
so
need
far.
to change.
Is it the teleport one?
Yeah.
It's come in handy so many times in this game for us, whether it's to pull us back out of a bad situation, or pull us into a room to be able to just get after it and fight.
Yeah.
So
the only problem I have with it is like if you're down or like if you're close, like very low health, and you can feel everyone on your tail, and you're trying to like align so you can find the X button to shoot out. It's so
I don't understand why they do that because like when you shoot it, her so for me it's L1, but for or L2, but for you be LB for Xbox is like her portal through a building or whatever. When you go down, it just shoves you right down. But if you want to go up with it, you have to hold X. And I hate that. I'm like, no, I don't care. Just put me right through there. But I love her ult. When I first got her, I was not a fan. I'm like, how do I use this? I don't understand. I'm confused. And then after a while, I figured it out. And yeah, I couldn't imagine not playing anyone else right now. She's probably my favorite character. The only way I can see myself not liking her is if her ult got changed, because her ult where you guys can like watch it, look at it, and then go teleport to it is when she gets purple armor, her ult never goes away. It just stays there until everyone uses it, and then I can get rid of it. And that to me is awesome. Like that is sick. Now, if they got rid of that, like they changed it where it's like, hey, it's gonna go away later on, then I might be like, okay, we might need to start looking at someone else, because to me that is, I mean, yes, her portal thing is still cool, and like flanking in, like you guys can come to the door, I can flank up, and we can do that. Like that's still good. But her ult, I mean, personally to me, is like the best thing of that character. And if they change that or they nerfed it, I don't know. And I'm hoping they never do. Hoping they leave her alone forever.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think, like I said, I think they've just done a good job. We've obviously had some issues with some of the servers.
Oh yeah,
with some pretty bad lag. One that cost us a win in a game. But I mean, I think you could hop into a lot of games and get the same thing happening on those types of things. But some kinks that EA needs to work out and things along those lines. But I think
did you see those shots, by the way? Wow, who's that guy?
Yeah. I think they've got something, though. I think they got something that's working, and I hope they keep it. I hope they keep the quads in this game mode, because I love it. It's crazy and it's hectic, but it's a lot of fun. So I'm loving Apex. I will
say one thing, and I mentioned this yesterday while we were playing. The one thing I would love for them to bring it back is arena mode. Apex, if you're listening to us, please.
But I mean, they got straight shot, though. I think that kind of replaces their arena mode a bit.
I mean, the arena mode
was fun,
and they even have arena ranked part too. And I'm like, you guys have this; it's golden. Keep it, please. And unfortunately, it's gone. Who knows? Maybe one day they'll bring it back, but
yeah, bring it back. Bring it back. Well, that's what I'm going ham on. Anybody else got any major games they're going ham on, or maybe just games they want to just talk about that are coming up that they want to either shit on or talk great about?
That's all you, Austin.
So right now, I have a few things I want to talk about. One is not even a game; it's a TV show, but it's Braun Games. So hear me out, Hayden. I don't know if you've seen this yet, but I think you're gonna fall in love if you haven't. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I just saw. I can't remember if it's TikTok or like Instagram post that like updated like what's going to be in the show.
So yeah,
sounds damn good.
This right here, Matt, it's called Secret Level. I'm going to fast forward a little bit so we don't get anything crazy from Prime Video. It's an anthology series TV show coming out this year, and each episode revolves around a different game with that character. So like Sifu, God of War, Warhammer, Pac-Man, a whole bunch of other games, and it's gonna be episodes. And I think this is gonna be I'm gonna be in love. I can't wait for this come out. It has
it's from the creators of Love, Death, and Robots.
Yeah,
which, if you have not seen that,
what are
it
you
is
doing?
amazing.
Yes, it is so good on Netflix.
Amazing show.
All this stuff right here, each episode is revolved around that. This whole thing. There's God of War right there. I'm pretty sure one's Halo. They show the games, but it's really quick. They announce which games are coming. It's like there's Warhammer right there. Dungeons and Dragons, I believe. Ghost of Tsushima, which is one of my favorite games of all time. There's Seafood right there. This has potential to be amazing. And the guy who, there's all the games are announcing right there. The guy who announced this at Gamescom, I believe it was, when he announced this, he actually got emotional because how excited he is for this. And this part here is cool. This is the Pac-Man right there. That is so funny. But that right there, just to see that, I cannot wait. That's one of my things I'm really looking forward to. Ways to go, yeah. And, sure, it's not a game, but it's in every episode's evolving around a gaming character. I'm very excited for that. What else is there? I guess we talk about it. I wasn't going to. I almost decided not to, but let's talk about it. Star Wars came out. Dog shit. Sorry. I'm just going to say it. Me and Matt already talked about this already. He disagrees with me even because he says I haven't played it, which is fine, understandable. But seeing what happened, and Hayden, I don't know if you saw this or not. I'll let you know what you think. So the game is not technically out yet. I don't believe it's not out for a few days. So people who pre-ordered it, which the pre-order is $130, which why god awful would you pay that much money for this game? Number two, they had sent out an update already because there were so much bugs and glitches in the game. And then when they did that, a whole bunch of people who bought this game went online and said, "Hey, my game, my character, I'm stuck in space. I have no spaceship. I can't move. I can't do anything. Please fix." So if next thing you know, Ubisoft sends out a mass tweet and a mass email saying, "Hey, as of right now, if you want to keep playing this, you have to delete your save and start all over again." And to me, that is scummy. And then they hit him with, "Oh, hey, sorry about this. Here's Ubisoft credits to buy more stuff because we're Ubisoft and we're awesome." Not really, they're terrible. And just the visuals, the gameplay, the fight scenes are so slow. If anybody out there is even remotely thinking about buying this game, like Matt is, don't, please. Do yourself a favor and buy Ubisoft Plus for $15, and you can play the game. It'll probably take you less than 30 days to beat the game, and that's it. It's an open world mess. I've watched 4 hours of gameplay. I watched tons of people who've played it, and have literally stopped playing after one day. This game is just not. It's not it. I'm sorry, it's not. I think it's just, and I don't know, the voice acting is okay. Some of the characters' faces look absolutely terrible. I showed Matt the main character. I don't know what they did to her. It just looks. This does not look good at all. It looks like a terrible. I don't know. Maybe I'm actually being a massive hater right now, which is totally fine.
Meth.
She looks bad, Hayden. It looks terrible.
She lost some weight in her face.
It looks. I mean,
some teeth.
Everything. It's just.
We're all in meth.
Oh Jesus.
From South Dakota. Cool.
Yeah, we're all in meth.
It's just, I don't know. It if you go look at certain pictures, the character looks decent, and then you go look at actual gameplay, and it's just not. It's not it. It really isn't. And what's crazy is that there's reviewers out there who are giving this an 8 out of 10, and I'm like, how much are they paying you? That's why I want to ask, but I don't know. I put my 2 cents out there. I know it's, some people say don't knock until you try it. I definitely won't be trying this game. But yeah, besides that, what else is there for me to talk about?
Could I say something about that?
Oh, you go ahead. You're chilling.
I'm going to back you up on that, because as a consumer of a game, and you're paying that much money for a game, and the prices of games are going up so much more. You definitely need the highest impact for a game, especially for a Star Wars game. It has a franchise that everyone has, or mostly everyone has fallen in love with and knows the story, and all the games that have come out recently, even the Legos game, they put a lot of heart into it. And you have a lot of fans that put, love and soul into this because it reminds them of their childhood. And, it's very emotional to some people. And to just throw out a game like that, and to even by looking at trailers and not even playing the game, and you feel like there's no emotional impact in that, and no, like, you put yourself into that as a developer and thinking like, what would the consumers like, or the Star Wars fans just love to see? It's very disheartening, and I really hope that, I never wish the worst on anyone, but I really hope that it takes an impact on them in a way that they be like, we bluntly, we fucked up.
100%.
And I don't know. I think more studios, Disney that owns it now, needs to spread out their franchise a little bit more, because these little companies that are coming up and creating amazing games with what they have for production really should have a shot at putting out Star Wars franchise games.
Yeah, like Star Wars, Jedi Survivor, all those games. Those games were great. Like, why make a different company make this one? And I'm trying to find. I'll show you later. But there's just like certain. I mean, you can look up yourself too, everyone. Just look up Star Wars Outlaw. Look at the face scans. Because the trailers looked decent, and I like some ideas, but it's a letdown. And I remember, Matt, you're talking about like some people when they buy this game. If this game was a beta, like, okay, this game does not come out for another 6 months. It's a beta. Okay, sure. I understand why it'll have some bumps in the roads, why the character looks the way it is. But this game is out. It's out right now. This game is going to be. I won't be shocked if in like 6 to 8 months this game's on sale for $20. I really won't, because the amount of people, unfortunately for PlayStation, if you buy this game, you're pretty much screwed. There's no refunds on PlayStation. As soon as you buy it, it's over. On Steam, if you have less than 2 hours on Steam, you can refund it. That's the one thing about Steam, is that Steam is very nice with like, okay, hey, this game was not for you. Go ahead, refund it. We understand. Yeah. On Sony, I don't know about Xbox, but on Sony, if as soon as you download a game, it's over.
You can refund games.
Really? I never.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, that's good.
I've done it before, where but you have to do it within a time period. Like, yeah, I think it's literally like maybe 48 hours.
Yeah,
you have 48 hours to be like, no, I want to refund this game.
On PlayStation, as soon as you buy the game and as soon as you hit download, it's too late. You cannot refund the game. They won't let you. Sony's very strict on that kind of stuff. That's probably why Sony is the way that they are right now. But yeah, unfortunately, it's a game that. Also, I will say this: I think it's a game that it's going to get a lot of hate, and then with the next 2 weeks, maybe it's probably just going to fade away, and it's going to have its fans that are going to say, "Oh yeah, it's cheesy and dorky and stupid, but it's still fun," and then no one is going to be talking about it because so many great games are coming out besides this one.
Yeah, well. And I'll talk about, I think, a great game that's going to be coming. But I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong that this is what we have. This is the product that they have, and this is the product they're going to keep, and they're going to push it out there, and that's just how it's going to be. I'm hoping that they're using this platform as a way to fix it. But I mean, I don't know. I still have hopes because I'm a Star Wars fan, so I'm hoping for the best because I just want to believe that there's going to be this open world Star Wars game that's going to be really, really great. But I felt the same way about Starfield, and it keeps burning me. So I don't know. I'm not very good. I'm a very trusting person, and I got to figure out a better way to do it. But. But you're probably right. I mean, I haven't played it yet, and so I am going to hold off on my I think you're a shitty game judgment until I've actually had a chance to see it and play it. I'm a very optimistic person, and kind of talking about games that I'm optimistic about, and sticking along the lines of classic movie series of movies that we've seen. And that's the game I'm talking about is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I saw this obviously come out with Gamescom, and I'm stoked about it. The thing I think that really makes me the most obviously to me the game looks really good as well. I'm hoping that it plays like a Indiana Jones movie plays, where there's going to be puzzles and stuff that you got to solve. There's going to be some really cool scenes like that. But like it actually, I feel like it really takes on the whole movie aspect, like the fight scenes, like the punches sound so much just like the fake punches in the movie, and all that kind of stuff. The way the German soldiers react and fight back are just like the movie. So I feel like they did such a good job of tying those things into the movie and not getting away from that and keeping the story. That's where again, just like anything that's going to be Star Wars related or something like that, you have to keep those aspects with the game, with the movie. Otherwise, it's going to bomb. You can't completely change it. The stormtroopers in a Star Wars game have to be somewhat stupid. They have to have these stupid little things that they're not very smart about. And I think this game is doing the same thing right now. Is doing what it's supposed to. I mean, not doing the same thing that the Star Wars game is doing. I think it's living up to the hype of what it looks like. And I love Indiana Jones. I've watched every single Indiana Jones movie that's ever came out, and I think they've only gotten better every single year. Even the ones with Shia LaBeouf, those ones are just as good as the old ones. And so I'm excited about Indiana Jones when that one releases, I believe this year, maybe around Christmas time. Maybe I don't know exactly a date, but I'm excited about Indiana Jones, and hopefully it lives up to the hype that Star Wars doesn't seem to be living up to. But I'm looking forward to when that one comes out.
It looks like the Indiana Jones comes out December 9th.
Yeah, December 9th. Yep, I thought it was sometime around December, but I hope it plays out good, and I'm excited to have that. I'm looking forward to that one coming out, and things along those lines. But and when it does come out, I'm definitely going to try to live stream that. And I know when Warhammer comes out, we're going to live stream that and let everybody watch us play some Warhammer. And again, just speaking about our Twitch feeds, please check out our Twitch channels. Mine is Steiner Matt 86. Hayden, what's yours again?
Have a condo. It's my old
Havacondo.
gamer tag. So yep, just have a condo. Yeah, in Austin.
Yeah, mine is Ham Gaming 45. Ham Gaming 45, and I will be streaming Black Myth Wukong tomorrow night, playing that as much as possible, and playing again on Saturday. Very excited to finally be able to play that game and go crazy with it. And then because I have to get ready for next Friday when we play Warhammer, and that's going to be tons of fun messing around with that game. I'm so excited for it.
Yeah, me too. And the last topic I have, actually, you know what, Hayden? Did you say you had a game that you wanted us to play?
Yeah, it's nothing game like. It's something different. So
Well,
the
my
biggest
last topic was also not game like, so that's all right. Go ahead.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
So I've been thinking lately, like, the presidential debates coming up. And so we have a lot of
Okay.
controversial topics that we want to talk about. So I wanted to make it a little bit fun and throw out some topics that maybe some people think are controversial. And so I decided to pull up the old Reddit. Reddit has just a lot of fun topics to talk about.
The
And I'm
old
going to start
Reddit.
out simple, but personally I think this is a big one. And I'll let you guys tell your answers, and I'll tell you mine. But you gotta have a good reasoning behind your answer as well too. And I hope our listeners comment down below what they think as well. And the first one is, which kind of crust is better in a pizza? Thick or thin crust?
I'll go first. It's thin crust for sure. Thin crust is the best crust to have on a pizza. Period. End of story.
You like a good old Jack's pizza?
I do. I'll be honest with you. To me, the best pizza that you can have is Tombstone. Tombstone
Oh,
pizza
that's
is the
terrible.
best pizza.
No,
That's
You
a good
give me
one.
you give
No.
any pizza on a table, any pizza. I'm talking like, best pizza place here in our where we live. Put onion on the table and a Jack's pizza or a Tombstone pizza. I'm going straight for the Tombstone pizza
what is
every
wrong
single
with you?
time. 5 cheese
Oh
Tombstone
my
pizza,
god!
best pizza in the land. I mean, no doubt in my mind. Best pizza ever. Doesn't matter it doesn't matter. Papa
Even
Murphy's,
like a
Papa John's.
Chicago deep dish.
Oh God, yeah. Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Oh my
Tombstone
gosh.
pizza
Talk about
every single
Midwestern.
time. Tombstone pizza every time.
Yeah, I say, is Casey's your second choice? Jesus.
Yeah, probably. I think I would take Casey's pizza, especially their breakfast pizza. Austin's speechless. He doesn't even know what to say right
I
now.
really am. So crust wise, I think it depends on where you're getting it from. Personally, and where am I going? Where am I going?
That's why I said Tombstone, because it's the best.
Okay, mine is frozen pizza that you could put at you can make at your house. You weirdo. I think it's either a tie between thin crust. I'll agree with Matt. Thin crust or hand toss. Get a nice hand toss pizza, and then you get some stuffed crust in there. Oh,
I'll give you stuffed crust is good. Yeah,
stuffed crust is delicious.
But that wasn't the question.
Yeah,
that wasn't the question.
Hand toss, hand toss,
or
hand
hand
toss.
So thick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not super thin, not super thick. It's right down the middle.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, if it's coming from Pizza Hut, I'm throwing it in the trash.
No,
anyway, so.
Pizza Hut's delicious. Your Domino's is disgusting.
For me, growing up, the only pizza my parents would buy is thin crust, and I developed a hate for thin crust. So whenever I see a thick crust pizza, I'm like, that's my jam. I'm going for it. But there has been times when thin crust is around, and I'm like, I'm getting old because I'm starting to like thin crust.
Come to our side, Hayden.
Yeah.
Thin crust is the way. Do you guys remember the Bigfoot pizza from Pizza Hut?
Yeah,
like the thing was like 3 feet long, and it was flat. It was a flat crust pizza.
Was it like
you remember
square or rectangle?
It's a it's a rectangle. Yeah, I think literally wasn't it like 3 feet long, Austin?
I think so. I believe so. Yeah,
it was huge, right? And it basically came in like a paper bag, like it was, and you'd pull it out, and it was just this big, giant, long, square rectangle pizza that was cut into squares, and so the best slice was the best slices are the middle slices because they're the ones with the cheese and everything just oozing over the sides. But you don't remember? You didn't have Bigfoot pizza, Hayden? Is that just like a South Dakota thing, and you lived in Minnesota or something?
No, I just ordered Pizza Hut. I don't know, in May, and I got the rectangle. I got the rectangle ones with the side of breadsticks.
No, not that.
I just googled the Bigfoot pizza from Pizza Hut, and this was back in like the 90s.
90s, yeah. It hasn't been around since the 90s.
It hasn't been around forever.
They should bring it back.
It was 12 inches by 24 inches.
Oh, so it's like 2 feet. So it's 2 feet.
Yeah.
Good pizza though. Good pizza. That was the go-to, dude. For a family of 5, it's the go-to.
What is the next one, Hayden?
This one, another food related, because I don't know, I might be hungry right now.
Same.
But I think this is like super.
I had pizza before I came. No joke. I had pizza before I did that.
The Tombstone?
No, I had shitty Pizza Hut, but that's what I had. That's what they got. I don't like Pizza Hut. Everybody else in my house likes Pizza Hut, but I don't like it.
Okay.
But I had to eat it.
I know who will be sponsoring us here.
Yeah.
Soon.
Fix your pizza, Pizza Hut. Come on.
Our next one is pancakes, waffles, or French toast?
Okay. Yeah,
It's
I'm going
easy for
first. I'm
me.
going first. So, I've actually have asked this debate a lot at where we work at quite a bit, and everyone says something different. For me, it goes French toast is number one. Then it goes pancakes, then waffles are dead last. These waffles are just terrible. That's just it right there. French
So
toast are delicious.
pancakes. What did you say?
So
French toast.
French toast is 1, pancakes 2, and then waffles 3.
Man,
Well, so I'm gonna 100% agree
makes
with
me
you.
angry.
French toast every single time. I mean, there's nothing better than French toast when it comes to this debate, for sure. The second one that I'm gonna somewhat disagree is just the waffle and pancake, but kind of like the pizza question, like it depends on where it's from or stuff like that. Like it also depends on the waffle, I guess, like how you're making the waffle. Make the hotel waffle where you pour it into the waffle maker thing. That's good. Like that one doesn't come out too like hard and crispy. It comes out with a little bit of fluff and stuff in it. That's pretty good. I would take that over the pancake any day. But if it's, yeah, I would take that. So I'd say I'm going to go French toast, waffle, and then pancakes after that. French toast is by far the best. Most difficult to make, but the best.
Is it though?
Yes,
What do you
I
mean?
agree.
Yeah,
I
of
agree.
course.
100%. 100%. What
You
do you mean?
gotta you gotta beat all the eggs, and you gotta put all the other stuff in it. Then you gotta
Yeah.
dip the bread into it, and then put it on the pan.
Pancakes, you just mix in
Pancakes
a bowl.
Mix with milk or water and pour it in. You're done. It's not as messy.
Which, side note, before you go, Hayden, if you are mixing your pancakes with water and not milk, you're insane.
Jesus.
You are insane. I'm sorry. You're insane.
Well, I don't always have milk in my house, and y'all should know why I don't have milk in my house.
That's true.
And so I mix it with water typically. All right,
That's
so
nasty.
sue me.
No, that's
They are not as fluffy and
They
delicious.
are not as fluffy and delicious.
No,
as
they're
that.
not. They're not. They're actually fairly thin. It's more like a crepe, honestly.
Ooh,
But,
crepes are delicious. Crepes are
But
good.
it's just as good. Just as good. Just
You
as
lost
good.
me there.
You put
lost
enough
me there.
butter and syrup on it. It's already good anyway. So,
But you can't even taste it.
well, I said waffle was second, so I said pancake was last.
All right, for me, I have to flip your guys. For me, number one is waffle, and it has to be a specific waffle. It is a Eggo waffle, blueberry. Okay,
It's a frozen waffle.
you cook it in the toaster.
Well, yeah, but it's frozen. It comes frozen.
Set on 4.
You cook it in a
2
toaster.
minutes.
That's
Yep.
cooking for you.
And then you take some creamy peanut butter and lather it up. And so you have a waffle, blueberry, peanut butter concoction
Wow.
of goodness.
Yeah.
And it's making me drool right now, like just
Yeah.
thinking about this. Oh, just
I'm gonna let you keep going, but I do have a question about toasters. After this,
okay.
so keep going.
My second would be French toast. Yes, French toast. It hits. I just
Yeah.
had it last week, and just it's so. I don't get how you guys think it's so hard. It's so simple. At least the recipe I make it. Egg or
I'm not
at
saying
least
it's
2
hard.
eggs,
It's
cinnamon.
got more. It's got more stuff, more into it, and that you have to put into the mixture. Where pancake is already. It's just the floury stuff. You just put in a bowl and put the liquid in it and mix it. But you got
Which
to put
toast
eggs.
do you use? Which toast do you use for your French toast? That's the key. That's the key.
Well, okay. I mean, I usually, because I'm a cheap person, I just use regular bread. That's how I go. I don't
Potato.
go with the big thick brioche breads and stuff like that. Like I'm a cheap
No,
guy.
you don't have
And
to do that.
I gotta cook it for 5 people in my house, so I go cheap. I
No,
go cheap. But you gotta put the milk in it. You gotta put the vanilla in it. You gotta put the cinnamon.
vanilla.
You don't put vanilla in your French.
No, I don't put
even.
vanilla in my French
I don't even
toast.
know why we're talking anymore.
Yeah, you gotta put vanilla in your French toast, Hayden. You're kind
Why
of
are you
crazy
not
with that
putting
one.
vanilla in your
Yeah,
French toast?
what do you mean?
Why would you put vanilla in your French toast? Are we
would-
Americans here? Or we are this French assholes who's putting vanilla in our
Jesus.
goddamn
Well, it's
French toast.
I mean, it's French toast.
I think the key
Oh,
word
the
there.
French
word.
aren't having
So-
French toasters like French fries. They're having their goddamn
You're make-
crepes and baguettes.
You're making American toast. What
Yeah,
are
you make it American. That's the problem.
You
That's the
suck,
toast I
vanilla
use. I
people.
use Texas toast. That thick
Okay.
ass Texas toast.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
you soak all that egg and cinnamon up,
Yeah.
cook it. It takes like, I don't know, 5 minutes to just make 2 because it's so thick. And then, if you really want to treat yourself,
Oh
a
gosh.
little bit of powdered sugar. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't use much, hardly any.
You're
'cause
not
it's
putting
fucking
powdered sugar on it when you're done
No, it's
either?
disgusting. Powdered
Oh
sugar
my
is
gosh.
disgusting. It tastes like
What?
flour.
No, it doesn't. It tastes
Maybe
like sugar.
maybe you're putting
It tastes like
flour.
shit. That's what it tastes like.
Yeah.
If
maybe-
it tastes
yeah,
like
maybe-
You're
flour,
getting heated
maybe
right
it-
now.
if it
Talking
tastes
about
like
French
flour,
toast.
Maybe
If
you've
it-
been putting flour on it this whole
Yeah.
time.
if it tastes like flour, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's why at
Oh
fairs,
my
what are
God.
those?
Oh
What are
God.
those cakes? The
Oh,
funnel
funnel
cakes.
cakes. Funnel
Funnel
cakes.
cakes are
Funnel cakes?
dog shit.
What?
So dog shit.
my
So dry. So dry.
All right.
And then you add another dry substance on top of it.
Oh
Dog
my
shit. That's why you get the
God.
mini donuts. Mini donuts at fairs.
Which have powdered sugar on them.
No,
Yeah.
I look at that asshole. You put any goddamn powdered sugar on my little mini donuts, I'm gonna cause some problems here. And he's like,
Oh,
"Sir, this
God.
is just the tri-state fair. Please leave me alone." Yeah,
And he's
getting
like,
paid $8.50 an hour.
and he's like 16. And he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You're just attacking him.
"This is for the 4-H charity. Please go away." And then pancakes are my last one because those are so terrible. Ever had a good pancake? I can't think of the last one I had. The only good pancake I had was I was a little wee little child, and my daddy used to make Mickey Mouse pancakes for me
Oh,
every
ew.
day. Not every day, every Saturday.
Every-
And then one day he made me a regular pancake. I'm like, "What's this?" He's like, "You're old enough to have a regular pancake." I'm like, "Fuck you!"
Wow, killed
You
your
ass?
dreams.
Yeah.
Oh
And I
gosh.
stopped
How-
eating pancakes. I'm like, this
How
is
old were you?
bullshit.
8 when he
I
stopped.
don't know, probably 17. I don't know.
What the
Pissed.
fuck? No, there's some good.
Oh,
There's some.
man.
The last pancake that I really had that was delicious is Pancake House in Sioux Falls. That plate,
That's
delicious.
actually pretty good.
Okay.
Actually,
Yeah.
that's the first time I ever had that was a month ago. First time I ever had
Yeah.
pancake house.
Maybe about 2 months ago for me for the first time, and surprisingly really good.
Yeah, I thought their butter was a little too sweet though. I didn't like their butter.
Oof. Sweet,
The Wheel
delicious.
Inn's got a great pancake as well.
Well-
Here's my question about toasters. Okay, here's my maybe I'm just stupid. Maybe I don't understand it. So on my toaster, I've just got a little turning knob, right, and it's got numbers on it. What the hell do those numbers represent? Is it a timer? Is it like, you know what I mean? Is it a timer? Like if I turn it to 2, is it toasting for 2 minutes? Is it toasting for 3 minutes? Like, is that the level of darkness that the toast gets on it? Like it's a level
It's-
3, level 4?
It's
Like
a
what the
mixture of
hell do the
both.
numbers mean?
It's
What
a
is
mixture
it?
of both. It's like
It's
yeah.
a mixture of both.
Yeah, so it's like a
That-
timer and how dark you want your
But
toast.
that's what I want to know for sure, though. Is
No,
so
it
if I
is.
put it on 2 or 3, is it 3 minutes toasted? That's what it's doing.
That sounds right, but I know it's like one is like you
Nobody
want
knows this.
any toasted.
Nobody knows this.
Rank it to 10.
Hey,
You're getting burnt
hey,
toast, which if you're
hey.
doing that, you're a psychopath.
Clearly, but what I want to know is a definitive answer. Is
So
it
it says
1 minute, 2
The
minutes, 3
numbers
minutes?
on toaster dial usually indicates the intervals for how long it takes to toast bread to a certain level of brownness rather than minutes.
What? It's a
I'm-
level of brownness.
Level-
I am looking
Brownness?
at
So we're in
Google.
Florida right now on a beach, level of brownness.
Google right here.
Oh my gosh! I don't know if I could believe Google. It's a level of
Keyword, everybody.
brownness.
Google.
We're a
Google.
bing around
Google.
here. You search that up.
Google. People. Google.
Oh man!
Oh,
So is it
Jesus.
safe to say I'm not the only one that didn't know what the heck this is?
No,
Like what these?
no, 100% not. A lot
I'm
of people don't know
38
this.
years old, and I've never known what the hell these numbers really represent in the thing. Other than I assumed that's what it was. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put it on 3. That's the darkness that I like. So I'll put it on 3. Not everybody likes my darkness. Usually, everybody turns my darkness down, but I like the 3 myself. I don't know what to do. Well, that's my question on. That was my question on toasters today. Right. I'm
What else?
excited for our gaming Twitch streams that are coming up, and of course, lots of great new games coming out this year. It's going to be a fantastic year for gaming people. So keep tuning in and listening to our podcast so you can hear the latest and greatest of what's happening. Watch our streams so you can see some top-notch gaming being done on the show and all that kind of stuff. But this is the Ham Gaming Podcast. Thanks again for tuning in. And we have with us
Hayden.
Austin.
and Matt. We'll see you.
Video games.
Bye bye.